Vedika Bahl joins me on set. Hi, Vedika. So we know that the US President Donald Trump frequently attacks his predecessor, Joe Biden. But is it true that he's gone so far as to share a conspiracy theory that Biden's been replaced by a clone?
That's right, Yinka. President Donald Trump did amplify on his platform Truth Social an outlandish and baseless claim that the former president Joe Biden was executed in 2020 and replaced by a robotic clone, and the Democrats are simply unable to tell the difference. Now, admittedly, this is an extremely outlandish conspiracy theory, but it was reshared by the US president on his own personal account, where he has around 10 million followers there. And I think based on that, I think it is important to set the record straight. Now, the original post came from a much smaller pro-Trump account, and we can see that Donald Trump did not add any context or comment to the repost that he made. This isn't the first conspiracy theory that Trump has dabbled in, but it is true that it might be one of the strangest ones. Now, it goes without saying that there isn't any credible evidence to support this theory, and it's also true that the White House has not responded to multiple media requests for comment on the repost. Now, I also want to talk about quickly the timing of this, which some could say is in bad taste. We know that former President Joe Biden is battling cancer, and in fact, Donald Trump's repost of that conspiracy theory came just one day after Joe Biden told reporters that he was feeling good, having started his treatment for his aggressive form of prostate cancer. No, but to overall, Yinka, to answer your question, no, the content of this claim is outlandish and it is simply untrue. But yes, was it posted by US President Donald Trump? Yes, it was reposted by him. So that part, Yinka, we can say is true.
Vedika, this repost on Trump's part has triggered internet users to escalate the theory online. Tell us about the reactions that you've seen.
Yes, the reactions really have furthered this misinformation legitimised by Donald Trump's reposting of this theory. And there are thousands of posts, particularly latching onto this idea that Joe Biden died in 2020. We can see this user here on X says, Joe Biden was never president and he was played by actors and masks, actors with masks and AI. I saw so many posts similar to this. We can see this user here has gone as far as to share a misleading out of context video claiming to show the factory where they manufacture the clones of Joe Biden. And we can really see how the floodgates have opened just by Trump sharing this on his social media. Now, I also want to touch upon another trend that I saw based in reaction to Trump's repost. It was users creating these compilation posts claiming that they have proof, that they have evidence showing the veracity of Trump's conspiracy theory here, that Joe Biden has been cloned or that he is played by actors in masks. So this just gives you an idea of the effect made, of the effect triggered here by Donald Trump throwing his weight behind conspiracy theories like this. Now, I did say earlier that this is one of the wackier conspiracy theories that Trump has shared, but it's not the first time that he has shared false or misleading post. In fact, the Washington Post has kept a count of all the times he's made misleading claims, and this tracker takes into account the first 4 years of his presidency, so his first term, and they found over 30,000. So that's around 21 false or misleading posts a day, if we look per day. Now, I just want to quickly touch on New York Times analysis that was done recently of how Trump uses his Truth Social account, and they found that Trump tends to share information not just by conspiracists, dedicated conspiracist accounts, but also he tends to repost anything that sort of tags him in it or mentions him. Now, they also found, Yinka, that 75% of the conspiracy theory posts come directly from Trump's account, and the remainder is simply by reposts that he shares on his account. So we could go as far as to say, Yinka, that this conspiracy theory about Joe Biden is one of those reposts.
Yeah, I really don't know whether to take this seriously or to laugh after seeing that video. Vedika, thank you so much for that. Vedika Bahl with our daily Truth or Fake segment. It's time for Focus Now on the programme. In South Korea, an investigation by the Truth